Hey, it's your boy Easy, and on today's episode of Easy Opens, we're going to be taking a look at the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Bebop and Rocksteady 1987 animated series action figures. Bebop and Rocksteady first appeared as this iteration of their human forms on December 4th, 1987 in the animated series' first episode, Turtle Tracks. They both first appeared as this iteration of their mutant forms on December 15th, 1987, in the second episode of the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series titled Enter the Shredder. And then if you didn't realize this, Bebop and Rocksteady are both genres of music. Bebop is a style of jazz that is pretty fast and has lots of quick chord changes and key changes and stuff like that. And Rocksteady is a style of Jamaican music that falls somewhere between ska and reggae, and those are very loose, fast and loose interpretations of those styles of music, but you get the idea. So let's get these figures free from their plastic prison and talk about Bebop and Rocksteady. So fresh out the box, these look fantastic. NECA does a great job with attention to detail, and that's no exception here. The sculpts look spot on from what we saw on the screen, and if not, definitely what I remember them looking like from watching the show. The bulk of these figures is great. Like they're just nice and chunky. And the facial expressions are so excellent and lively that I just really enjoy it so much. They just bring me so much joy. Even Bebop's black eyes are like I don't know, just a little much for me, but like in a good way, I guess. Like I don't know, it's something I always forget about, that's what his eyes look like, and then having them there, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I love it. And another thing I love about Bebop's paint is that they didn't paint the back part of Bebop's mohawk ponytail thing. It's such an animation kind of like cop out that they just did and probably didn't think anything of at the time, but then when, all those kids that watched it growing up went back and like studied it like we do on my podcast Turtle Soup and noticed that his ponytail doesn't get colored, that I just love NECA's attention to detail and then putting that in there. It's fantastic. The metal chains on Bebop are a great touch that totally gives life to the figure in a way that you really wouldn't think on paper that it would, but in practice it totally does. The paint seems a little sloppy on both of mine though, here and there. It's not bad. It's just, it looks a little rushed, but like in a way that it still works, but not totally bad. But that's more so specifically in Rocksteady's torso area and Bebop's turtle shell shoulder guards, at least as far as mine go. So let's talk about the accessories. Bebop and Rocksteady come with 2 laser rifles, 2 laser pistols, a communicator that has a picture of Shredder on it, and it's the NECA toy version of Shredder, which is fantastic. I love that so much. And each figure comes with 6 interchangeable hands. All right, well, let's take a look and see what kind of articulation we're going to get out of Bebop here. So starting at the head, you got 360 at the neck. It's a little tricky, but it can be done. His ponytail does kind of get in the way, but you can finagle it. And yeah, his glasses go up a little bit, which is really terrifying if you forgot that he has solid black pupils. And yeah, then his mouth opens up just a little bit, which is fantastic, and I'm a huge fan of that. And he can look side to side a little bit. He's got a little bit of motion in the head, a lot more than Rocksteady does, but still not too terribly much. He can look up slightly and look down just almost as much, but that's not really a lot. The shoulders, they are designed to where you could get 360, but the shoulder pads that are attached to the vest do hinder that. You have 360 rotation at the bicep swivel, you got double jointed elbows, and you got 360 at the wrist, but you also have the hinge where it plugs in. Now that's on the right hand. On the left hand, you also have the same articulation. However, I will say that the chains right here gave me a lot of grief trying to, when I was changing the hands out, trying to put them back on. That could be just my own fat-fingered self, I guess, but your mileage may vary with that. However, it is a it was a problem I ran into. So there's that. Also, this chain was getting caught underneath the gap here, but behind the legs at times. So you might want to be mindful of that as well. However, back up to the chest, he does have some articulation here at the chest. He can rotate a little bit left and right. You could probably get 360, but mine's super tight, and I don't want to break him. But there is that. And then my legs, especially in the thighs, were super tight. And so I had to gently work them out to where I could get some rotation there. But it's still very, very sticky and stuff. But it's there. It's available. He could do better splits if you wanted to. But like I said, these figures are super tight when it comes to the joints. So, you do it at your own risk. But it is available. But he does have thigh swivels on both legs. He's got double jointed knees, and he's got a little bit of an ankle rocker. I mean, it's definitely there, and you can rock it, but it's not much side to side. But it's there. So I think that is all of the articulation that you're going to get out of this Bebop action figure. So let's move on to Rocksteady. All right, so here's Rocksteady. And starting at the head, he can get 360 at the neck, I'm pretty sure, but I can't do it. So I think it might be that the back part of the head right here, let me see if it's in focus, is causing some hindrance there. But you might be able to do it. I'm not able to, but it seems like the possibility is there. He does have a hinged jaw, which is fantastic, and I'm a huge fan of that. But other than that, he can't look up or down really at all. Like that, this is about as much wiggle room as you're going to get out of the neck joint and everything. But you get a little bit of side to side, not much, but it's something. Arms, 360 at the shoulders, and they go out quite a bit. You got 360 rotation at the bicep. You got double jointed elbows, and you have 360 wrist rotation as well as a hinge for people that like to have their hands hinged, I guess. I don't know. And then the interesting thing on this, but I think I just realized on Bebop is pretty much the same. When I'm rotating him, his belly does get in the way, so it is kind of hard to get 360. You might be able to do it, but that is a problem. And I don't know how well you can see. Actually, I don't think you could see up there at all. But it looks like what's rotating, instead of the waist rotation, it's actually the chest part that's rotating, kind of like how it did on Bebop. So that's very interesting because there's no real chest articulation here. That's getting you get a little bit of a rock in the chest, but not a lot. And I think the belly part is kind of hindering that. But still, there's that. If you want to just rotate him a little bit to the side, he does have the thigh swivel as well, like Bebop did. And same problem. The joints are super stuck, so you gotta wiggle them very carefully and use some other means to loosen them up. Double jointed knees. He's got an ankle rocker, which is cool, but also very stuck. And there's that. So I think that is all the articulation you're gonna get out of Rocksteady. Rocksteady. I don't know why I said it that way, but still, there you go. So this is normally the part where I would say, according to some Wikipedia or Turtlepedia or some kind of pedia, so-and-so is this tall and they weigh this much. I had some trouble finding any height and weight specifications for these versions of Bebop and Rocksteady. However, I could find that the Leo from this cartoon stands at about 5'1" and weighs 155 pounds, and the figure from NECA weighs around 5 ounces and is 5.5 inches tall. So there's that to kind of gauge everything. And having said that, this Rocksteady stands around 6.5 inches tall and weighs a little over 8 ounces. And this Bebop stands at around 6.75 inches tall and weighs a little over 8 ounces as well. So there's that. So now let's see how they compare to some other figures you might have in your collection. And bear in mind, I love Bebop and Rocksteady so much, and I think they go well with a lot of other series, so this section's going to be a little long. Here they are with Fei Long from Jada Toys. Here they are with Kamen Rider Revy from SH Figuarts. Here they are with April O'Neil 2.0 from NECA. Here they are with Clawful from Mattel's Masterverse. Here they are with the Japanese Spider-Man from Marvel Legends. Here they are with Serpentor from G.I. Joe Classified. Here they are with Donnie from NECA's Return to New York 4-pack. Here they are with Leo from NECA's Disguised TMNT 4-pack. Here they are with Beef Boss from Jazzwares. Here they are with the Mirage Black and White Leo from NECA. Here they are with Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman crossover figures. Here they are with Donnie from Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classics figures. Here they are with Donnie from Super 7's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimates. Here they are with Jaguar from NECA. Here they are with Alf from NECA. Here they are with Rex 1 from NECA. Here they are with Rhino from Marvel Select. Here they are with the 1987 animated series Shredder from NECA. Here they are with Rocksteady from Playmates TMNT Classics. Here they are with Bebop from Playmates TMNT Classics. Here they are with Robotic Rocksteady from Super 7. Here they are with Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady from NECA. Bebop and Rocksteady, in my opinion, are two of the best comic cartoon duos in all of history. They just work so well together. And I mean, I don't know, there's something about them. Like, I think it has something to do with the warthog. Like, I think warthogs just go well with almost any animal. Like, they're just a good pairing. And I don't know, like, well, now that I'm saying that, I can only really think of the Lion King, but was Pumbaa, was he a warthog? I don't remember. I know he was a pig, so maybe it's just a pig thing. Maybe that's why, got it. Maybe that's why bacon just goes well with almost practically everything. Like, I don't think I can think of anything that bacon doesn't make instantly better. And so that kind of applies here too, I feel like. They just work so well together. And again, they work really great here in action figure form from NECA. So these figures are just fantastic to look at. I think they nailed the sculpt and the detail is excellent. The size of the figures are great in my opinion because they're not monstrously gigantic, but still big enough to like tower over other figures. And I don't know, I just really dig their size. And they look just like they walked off the screen, and that's what NECA is known for, especially in this line, and they've done a great job here doing that again as well. Their facial expressions are great, and the detail with the paint and the sculpt is just fantastic and really brings the characters to life. And then one of my all-time favorite things about action figures, especially giant mutant monster figures, is having articulated jaws, or at the very least a separate head. But here we've got articulated jaws, and that's a whole other level of just liveliness that is breathed into these figures, that something so simple as just, you know, adding that point of articulation, you don't realize it until you don't have it, but when you do, it's great. And it's great here, and I'm so glad that NECA did that. I mentioned earlier that I'm a big fan of the dangling chains on Bebop and how they feel like, you know, quote unquote real chains, but I don't like the dangling grenade or whatever it is on Rocksteady's right chest, and the sword on his back feels like it could break off very easily. And I kind of wish that he could take that out too and use it, even though I don't know that he ever really did. I don't really remember him doing it from the animated series, but I could be wrong. But let me know in the comments if he actually did use that sword, because now I'm kind of curious. I should know this, having a Turtles podcast, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. I love that they come with an assortment of hands, especially ones that kind of look like they're pointing and like they're the outstretched hands. I'm a huge fan of that. But they sort of look almost kind of unfinished, if I'm being honest. I guess that's to approximate the hands having fur on them or something, but like, well, wait, like, no, because Rocksteady shouldn't have fur really on anything. I don't know. They're not the worst looking hands, but they just look a little unrefined. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And then, as much as I love the look and size of these figures, the stuck joints really make me not want to play with them very much. Like, that's the the big rub with this, because like, yeah, having tight joints is great because they can hold the poses and stuff, but when the paint is so stuck and the joints are so stuck and tight that like you're afraid you're gonna break it, that really takes away from the playability or the posability or just the enjoyment overall of these figures for me, and I really hate that here. It's a shame though, because like they look like a lot of fun for like the inner kid in me, like I'm just like elated, and then like that I have these figures and they look so good, but that like if I broke one of them, I'd probably just be devastated. However, all that being said, these are some great figures and essential for any TMNT collector. So if you're a fan of Bebop and Rocksteady, then you're definitely going to need to get these figures. Or if you're a fan of big, bulky mutant baddies, then these will definitely fit the bill. Or if you're just a fan of characters with music-related names that have action figures that you can put on your shelf, then I don't think you'll be disappointed with these Bebop and Rocksteady action figures. Alright, well that's going to do it for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and if you liked what you saw, hit the like button. If you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments if I got anything loud and wrong, what you think of Bebop and Rocksteady, what's your favorite iteration of them, which versions are you still hoping NECA will make, and all of that fun stuff. Also, let me know if Rocksteady used his sword on his back in any of the episodes, because I can't remember. And yeah, let me know in the comments all that fun stuff, and until then, else time.